Hello people, and today I'll be doing my review of Batman Arkham Knight for the PS4. So, guys, let's jump right into the review. The story is a very good story. It wraps it up all nicely, but the only problem is getting an ending. The ending can be done in two ways. The first way is as if you play the game normally, which you get an ending that is very empty and doesn't feel like an ending at all. If you 100% the game, then you actually get a very good ending, which wraps up the Arkham trilogy, or 4G, whatever you want to call it. And this is the problem, though. You have to 100% the game, and that takes a lot of work to 100% a game. Aside from that, this is actually a pretty good story, and there's not much wrong with it. Now let's get right into the combat of the game, and this is one of the best things about this game. It adds a lot of fresh variety to the combat, and not only that, it is one of the best combat systems I have ever seen in a game, period. Hey, new additions, new ways to attack foes, and much needed tweaks to the formula. In terms of the stealth sections, it feels like there is not enough of them. I can only recall a few stealth sections, and the filler was made by the Batmobile, which takes place of a lot of the stealth sections. I wish they spent a bit more time on the stealth sections, because I love those sections in past Arkham games, and they're some of my favorite sections in, the Arkham games. For the controls of the game, they control like a dream. Dive bombing feels better than ever. Using a grappling hook to go fast in the air and then keep your momentum going is even better. And using the Batmobile to keep while it's at top speed to keep your momentum going, when you jump out, is even better. This sensation is amazing and really keeps the game going. However, I do like using, ground speed over the Batmobile. Not only is it faster because you don't have to worry about building, you can glide right over them, but it's really fun too. Overall, the game has a nice tint to it with no signs of slowdown at any point in the game and minimum graphical bugs and problems with the game. It's overall pretty good. One of the worst parts about the game, however, is the overuse of the Batmobile. You feel like you use this thing half the time, which is not what I wanted when I played the game. If you see my top 10 hopes for Batman Arkham Knight, one of those were that there was not too much Batmobile. And you know what it is? Too much Batmobile. You have a regular mode, and you have a tank mode. The regular mode, well, is, like driving a car with missiles, which can be fun after a while, but I wish that was the only mode it had. Because it's more fun than the tank combat. And the tank combat feels like you use it way too often, and in puzzle solving, it becomes a real chore to actually use. It's not really much fun, and when you're using it half the time, and even when there's stealth sections based off of this, it becomes one of the most annoying things in the game because you don't feel right when you're trying to sneak around in a giant tank around a giant enemy which should be able to see you at that point. The game looks absolutely beautiful. With no frame rate drops and mild slowdown at times, the game looks pretty good for a current gen console. I'm not sure how it looks on PC, but from what I can tell, it's not very good. On the PS4, which is the console I'm using by the way, it looks absolutely beautiful. The voice acting in this game is also pretty good and top notch. Lots of characters come back to their roles from Origins, and I really do like how it's presented. Most of the graphical quirks involve lighting and great lighting effects, which are some things I really like about the game. The city in the game looks beautiful with neon lighting and very dark atmosphere, which is something the game sorely needed, and I'm glad they delivered on that front, as that was one of the hopes in my hope video. The water in this game also looks top notch. One thing I always look at in a game is how it portrays water and how realistic it looks. The more realistic it is, the better the game looks, well, in my eyes at least. As you can probably see on screen now, the water looks absolutely gorgeous, running very nicely and looking very realistic. Overall, Batman Arkham Knight is one of the best games of the current gen. Is it the best? No, it's not the best. But I would be lying if I didn't say it was one of my favorite games ever. Maybe not in my top 10, probably not in my top 20, but it's still pretty good. Overall, the problems with this game is that I hate how the ending is presented to you, and I think there's a bit too much Batmobile. Overall, I would give this game a 7 out of 10. I liked it, but its problems really do bring it down a notch, and I don't nearly hold it as high as, say, Arkham City, which I think is still the better game. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Like it if you really liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more content in the future. And this is my first review, and I plan to have a review every single Sunday. So I hope you guys all have a good night, day, or do you have? Peace, people.